G'day folks, it's Cortezerino, and today I'm going to show you how to build these tree houses. Now these are super cool looking. I kind of based them off hobbit holes. That's why we've got the round windows, but yeah, they are hobbit holes in the shape of a tree. And before you click away thinking, oh, that looks like too much work, they are super duper easy to build. You can throw together an entire village in no time at all. And the reason that they are so easy to build is because we are using a trick with 4 jungle trees to build them. So basically all you need to do is just change the shape of the trunk to join all 4 trees together. All those leaf blocks will place themselves. And you don't have to be artistic at all to throw the trees together. I have a very specific order in which I place the blocks to create this trunk. And after that, it's just a matter of looking at the shape of the tree and then picking a window or doorway that suits the space you have. And I've got lots of little designs for those. And of course, there is an interior to each tree, so we have a downstairs level. You can put in a middle room like this if you want to, and then right up the top we've got more space for a big bedroom and nice big windows. And we won't do the tutorial with the shaders on just because it can get a little bit dark underneath the tree. That's why I like to hang lanterns all over the place, so when you do throw on the shaders it looks super cool. But yeah, that's a good thing about this. Even without shaders on, these tree houses look awesome. So let's jump straight into it, and I like to begin by marking out where my tree is going to go. So I'm just placing down this diorite to mark the 4 jungle saplings that we're going to place, and then we're going to leave a 5 block gap and then place another one, and just continue doing that until we've got a nice little square. So you don't need to place those lapis blocks in there, just placing them to better illustrate for you how we are placing them. So it's just like that. Now we are going to go up and build a little height blocker up above. Otherwise we could end up with one massive tree in there, and that isn't going to help us. So I like to go up between 18 and 21 blocks. So this little tree over here, that has an 18 block height before I put the height blockers above. This one I think had a 20 block height. Let's go for 20. So we've already placed 1 block. We're going to go up another 19. Okay, we've come up 20 blocks in height. So right here, I'm just going to build another little square directly above where our saplings are going to go. And then I'm just going to build out 5 blocks across and create another square. And we're just going to continue doing that all the way around. And once that's done, you can go ahead and break this pillar going all the way up. And we are ready to start planting our jungle trees. So it doesn't matter if they are at crazy different heights. You can that just means you're going to get a unique looking building. But if you want to, if you really don't like the height of a tree, you can always knock down the wood and regrow it. That one's really high. That's a pretty good one. So now that we've done that, you want to look at these branches. So any branches sticking out to the sides are great. We like them. But these ones here that are sticking over toward where we're going to grow another tree, we don't like them. So we're going to have to break them because they're going to get in the way of the other tree growing and just limit the height. And I'm going to break these leaf blocks as well. Okay, so that's cleaned up. We will do tree number 2. And see what we get. So again, we haven't got any branches on the outside. That's a little bit disappointing. This one isn't too bad. See, it is hanging over toward the other tree, but we've already grown that one, so it's not going to get in the way of any other trees we've got. And it doesn't matter that it's so much lower than that one. We can just plug up the gap between them with a few leaf blocks later. Let's go another. And here we go, we've got one little branch hanging over toward that. It's not very big though, I don't think it's going to get in the way, so we might leave it there. And we'll grow our final tree. Yeah, didn't get in the way at all. So that is the frame for our first treehouse. We'll go ahead and break these blocks up here. We don't need them anymore. Alright, let's begin. The first thing I like to do is to knock out the 5x5 area in between our trees, and we will start putting in the floor of our treehouse. And you can do whatever you like here, but I like to use oak planks with a single glowstone in the middle. Okay, now you want to grab your jungle logs and jungle wood. The wood's the one with the nice rounded end, and the log has the ugly end on it. So we're going to begin with the nice rounded one. So in each corner we are going to put 3 like that, and then a single one. Same around here, and just run around doing that. Okay, once you've placed those in each corner, we're going to come along to each tree and we're going to start chopping out some wood. So we're going to skip the first 2 blocks, but at the third we're going to knock out that level, and then we're going to knock out 5 in total. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now, if you're building a small tree, you can change that if you want. You can just knock out 4 levels, but we are going to use 5 here. So then once you've done that, go ahead and do that on each tree. And you'll notice our vines are still hanging down. That's really good. That's what we want. So be careful when you're building this not to break all the vines up the top, because they are going to grow and hang down and start growing all over your tree, and they look pretty cool, I think. So next thing you want to do is grab your jungle wood with the nice rounded end, and in each corner, starting from looking from the outside like this, we are going to replace these 3 with the wood with the nice rounded end, and then we're going to place an extra one on top in the corner there. So same thing right here, and just run around doing that on each side. And the next thing we're going to do is replace some of the logs up the top there. So come along to our corner here, and looking from the outside, the first thing we're going to do is replace that log closest to the center of our tree with a barky block, just like that, and then you can go ahead and knock out the other 3. Then we'll replace those 2 with bark, and then the log that is on the outside, we're going to knock that one out and then replace that with a bark block. So go ahead and do that all the way around. And that's what it should look like when you're done, guys. And feel free, if you want to, wherever you've got these bits of log, you can replace them with the barky one. If you want to, just be careful to replace it, because these leaves are naturally spawned. So if you break all the wood touching it, then they are going to decay and disappear. And you can see here I've got a branch coming off very low from the end of this. What you can do, if you want to, you can just lower that a bit. It won't be even on each side, but it's a tree. It doesn't matter. You can do whatever you want to do. Okay, so once you've run around your tree, touching all of that up, I want you to come along to our oak planks in the middle here, and we're just going to run a border all the way around here with our jungle logs. And once you've done that, just build these up another 2, so they are 3 blocks tall in total. Now this is making our tree look very square indeed, but once we start putting our doors and windows in there, it is really going to come to life. So now I want you to switch to our jungle wood, the one with the nice rounded end, and we are going to put on each side, this will be exactly the same on each side, 2 like that with a jungle log in the middle and another jungle wood up the top, and then you can grab some spruce stairs, and we're going to put one in from each side just like so. Now in some places you won't actually want to use a spruce stair, you don't have to. I didn't use them in the front door of that little tree over there. If you do that, you can just put a one with a barky ending on it there. But I'm going to build this with spruce stairs on each side. So just run around and do that on each side. Okay, once you've done that, I want you to come to the inside of the tree. And in each corner, this will be exactly the same. We're going to place a temporary block just below our stairs with a jungle wood on top of that. And the reason we're placing the temporary blocks is if you place the wood against something, it can end up facing in a different direction, and you get this funky looking bark. So we're using temporary blocks. So once you've done that, we're also going to place 2 temporary blocks there with 2 jungle wood on top of those, and then you can break those temporary blocks and it'll look like that from the outside. And that is how you should be looking, guys, with this nice little ring up the top. So now grab your temporary blocks again, and on each side, we'll start over here. we're going to place a temporary block there, and on top of that we're going to place 3 jungle wood. Then you can break your temporary block and then just build up the jungle wood on each side like so. So you've got a nice little 3 wide wall, and continue to do that on each side. So temporary block there, 1, 2, 3, break that, and then build up the 2 on each side. Okay, that is the trunk of our tree. So now we've just got to connect our 4 jungle trees up the top here to become branches. So you can see we've got this lowest block here hanging down. What we're going to do is place our temporary block next to it, and just underneath we're going to place a jungle wood right there. So it's 1 block lower than that one. And then above that we are just going to build this all the way up as far as we can go. We might even knock out a leaf block to get all the way up there. So just go ahead and do that in each corner. So we've done that one, we're going to do one here. So temporary block, jungle wood, break that, and knock out any leaf blocks you need to, and just build that all the way up. So I was trying to pick a side that didn't have leaves in the way so I could show you this easily, but it's good to leave these little branches in there. They just add nice bits of detail to your build. But for this one, I might actually break these ones. You can break any branches you want to, just so you can see what's going on a little bit better. So we'll just get rid of some of those leaves. So the next thing you want to do is grab your temporary block again, and then above this one sticking up, we're going to skip a block, place our temporary block, and on top of that we're going to place a jungle wood, and you can break that. So we've got a 2 block gap in there. Now on each side of that we're going to place 2 more temporary blocks, and then we're going to go 1, 2, 3 wood across the top, and you can break those. Now grab some spruce stairs. We're going to place 1 upside down there and another upside down there, and then we're just going to build a pillar of wood up on each side on top of those stairs. And this is where we get to the Mr. Potato Head aspect of the build. I've got lots of little designs all lined up here, so if you'd like to build one of these, you can just pause the video and get a look at how to build them. But what I might do is, these are my 2 favourite doorways. We will build one at the front of the house and another one at the back, just so you can see how to build both of them. Okay, let's begin with the one that's sunken into the wall. So we're going to knock out those 9 wood blocks right in front there, and then we're going to grab some spruce stairs. We'll put 2 down the bottom like so, and then 2 up the top, and then grab some spruce trapdoors. We're going to put 1 on each side like so, and then another one at the top right there. Now grab some oak planks, and we're going to put 3 on that side and 3 on that side, and then an upside down oak stair in the middle. Now I like to replace that bit of dirt with some jungle wood, and we'll do the same with that oak plank. Now grab an oak door, and you'll have to come inside the building, and we'll place it right there. So that is your first door complete, and I do like the rounded doors because these trees look great as sort of like hobbit holes. Okay, let's swing around to the back of the building, and I'll show you how to build the other doorway that I really like. And this is the one that's sticking out a little bit. So I like to begin with a jungle wood just in the ground like so, and on each side of that we're going to put 2 spruce stairs, and on top of those stairs we're going to put 2 spruce trapdoors facing in that direction so I can flick them up like so. Now grab spruce stairs again, and we're just going to place them back to back with the first 2 that we placed, just like so. Now staying with our stairs, we're going to put 1 upside down right there, and another one upside down like so. Now grab a spruce slab and place 1 up there, and back to our trapdoors, we're going to place 1 underneath the slab, and then 1 on each side. And just for a bit of variety, if you're building lots of these houses, you can mix it up and place in the jungle trapdoors if you like, just to make it look more interesting. Okay, so just like before, we are going to knock out the 9 jungle wood right there, and we'll do the same thing again. We're going to go oak planks, 3 on each side, but instead of stairs up the top here, we're going to place another oak planks, and then I'll replace that bit of dirt with some jungle logs right there, and come in here and place our oak door. And that is the other cool door, but by all means do whatever door you like. And once again guys, we're back to the Mr. Potato Head aspect of the build. So I've mocked up 5 different windows here for the ground floor. You can do whatever window you like I've got a nice little round one here. That looks pretty cool with some flower pots. But I might just keep it nice and simple and do these ones right here. Quite like these, we've got 6 glass there with shutters on each side. So I'm just going to throw them into my build. So when you're putting these in guys, you'll probably want to replace those bits of jungle log with the barky jungle wood like so. And I like to use the white stained glass, but you can use whatever colour you like. Green could look really cool. Okay, now we're going to move on to the windows on the top floor. And whatever window you put in kind of depends on how much room you have. So we're going to start by putting a spruce slab right there. That's going to be the bottom of your window. I'm just going to count up how much room I have here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got 5 blocks before I hit the leaves. So let's go choose a window. And once again, I've done mock-ups for 4 different windows here for the top floor. You could, of course, put any of these windows in the top floor if you wanted to, but I like the nice big round ones. So I'm not going to do tutorials for all of these, but you can pause the video to see how to build them. So there's one for a very small bit of room there. Slightly larger round window here. A great big one. This is probably the one we're going to build in that gap. And of course you can use either jungle trapdoors or spruce. And I'm using oak fences in there rather than spruce, just for a bit more colour. And then in some places, you're only going to have a tiny bit of room for a window because there are going to be leaves in the way. So I've done some designs for crazy little windows that you can build. And then behind them, you just put in your glass panes. Okay, let's throw in our big window. So we've already started with our spruce slab right there. We're going to put a spruce trapdoor on each side and then one on top. Now switch to spruce stairs, hold shift, and we're going to place one there and one right there, and then back to slabs, one on each side like so. Now on top of the slabs, we're going to put 2 oak fences, and both of those will have slabs on top. Now we're going to have to place an upside down spruce stair here, and I'm just going to do a temporary one above it, one there, break the temporary one so it looks like that. Same thing here, whoops, wrong spot. 1, 2, and break the temporary one. Now we are going to put a slab in the middle just above them, so place one there, one on top, and break that. And back to your trapdoors, we'll do one underneath and then one on top of each stair like so. Now grab your jungle wood. We just want to plug up the little gap behind it. So I'm going to place 3 across the top like so. And then you can just fill in the gap with your glass. And the final thing I like to do once we've finished a window is just add a few more leaf blocks. I like to have a couple of them just sort of hanging down like this. Nothing special, you can just place them in randomly. And that is it. So just run around pausing the video at the window designs and picking what you want to put in each area. So places like this where there is barely any room, just don't put a window in. You can just clear that out and plug this gap up completely. And just because there is a big branch in the way, don't let that stop you from building a window. It just gets a little bit trickier to place all the blocks. I have to go inside to place this glass. Okay, let's do some final touches to our little tree house. First thing we want to do is this one had one tree that was much lower than the others. So we've got a little bit of a gap in here. All you need to do is just plug that up with your leaves and make it look just a little bit natural. Like so. Most trees you won't need to plug up any gaps, but I think that will do us. That looks pretty decent. Okay, the next thing to do guys is we're going to hang some lanterns from our tree. So looking from the front here, or the back, I've got a front and a back door, just come across to this log in the corner, and just to the side of that we're going to put a spruce fence and we'll hang a lantern from that, and we'll do the same on this side. We'll hang one right on the end. And I'm also going to come around to this side and do the exact same thing. And then it's also good to find some spots up nice and high to hang an extra lantern or two, just for a little bit more interest. And then run around the trunk of the tree and just place a few random leaf blocks around like this. Just anywhere you want. There are no rules to this, just whatever you think looks good. And then what you can also do is, I think, little flower pots with flowers look awesome just scattered around our tree. And another thing you can do to decorate, guys, is just place a few bits of jungle wood in the ground, bits of coarse dirt scattered around the place, and then these tree houses always look really good when they are super overgrown. So just plant sweetberry bushes, bone meal the place, and get it looking nice and colourful. And the last thing to do, guys, is the interior. So I won't show you furniture or anything, but just how to do the rooms. So what I like to do is have the floor at the same height as the windows, so you've got a nice big view out of here. So I just use oak planks for this, and I'll put a glowstone in the middle. And then to get up there, we're just going to use ladders. So on this side of the building, we've got the doorway that is sunken into the tree. So it is super easy here just to have a ladder going straight up to the next floor, and then you can replace that with an oak trapdoor. But maybe you don't have this sunken in doorway and it's all like this, and you can't really put a ladder in there because the building's coming inwards. What you can do then is grab some spruce trapdoors and just place a bunch of them in a line like so. Flick them all up. I'll need one more. And then against those you can just place your ladders all the way up. And I think that looks super cool, although you have to be a little bit careful not to open the trapdoor or your ladder flicks off. So that is how to build your jungle tree house, guys. And remember, there are no rules to this. You can do whatever you want with the decorations. Like if this was my front door, I'd feel that that was a little bit bare, and I would probably put a window in at this height right here. There are absolutely no rules, guys. And finally, the last little detail that I add to all my tree houses is just spruce trapdoors. A few of these scattered around, I think, look great. And that's it, guys. That's what our tree house looks like when it's done. And you'll notice it is super different to the other two that I've built over there, and that is the beauty of using the 4 jungle tree technique. It's super quick to build, and all our houses just look a little bit different. And remember, if you want to grab the world download, all those designs for doors and windows will be here, or you can just pause the video and copy it from that. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm Cortezerino. I'll see you later.